Good. I always wonder if I could do like a good evening or what is it that Matt had like good evening, folks. But anyways, good afternoon, y'all. Welcome to another cast of VRML Breachers, and today we have a pretty exciting game between Ground Zero and Outlaw, or at least a game that I'm hoping to be very exciting. My name is Martini, checking in again in the booth. And you know, I was checking these teams out beforehand, and I saw definitely a good amount of hype votes for this one. So I'm excited to come on cast, see what's going on here. And these two teams are definitely interesting, right? Outlaw, I believe, is one of the newer teams, either in this season or the season before, against this team, Ground. Yeah, it looks like they were in the previous season. Definitely doing pretty well in the ladder right now, doing pretty well against some of these high-tier teams. Holding their own for sure, and that's all exciting to see for, I guess you can say, quote unquote, I'm gonna say newer teams. Again, they were in the previous season, but I love seeing other teams that do so well that weren't necessarily those top tier master teams that we had already seen from preseason, right? On the other hand, though, we do have Ground Zero. Looks like a fully new team that got formed this current season. I think they have 2 or 3 games underneath their belts. So definitely one of those newer teams, but when you actually come in and check out some of the folks on their roster, you might recognize some of the names. You know, Lynx GTV, I had seen a fair amount of times, Tanky around, and just other folks that have been on other teams before. And I think one of the cool things is that several players on this team actually were in Zenith Esports or something like that. If you're not fully aware, it was actually a team that was pretty up and coming. And I think preseason it was. They were doing so well, finally getting to those master tier ranks, and I was kind of excited to see what they could do, as it looked like they're gonna be doing some pretty amazing work. But unfortunately, that team had disbanded, and we never really got to see the full potential of Zenith Esports, and that was, you know, definitely heartbreaking and very unexpected too, because it was a team that was like really grinding through the ranks really fast, and it just fell apart almost as fast as they kind of, you know, risen through it. So for me, you know, for a caster that's seen that sort of stuff, it's always exciting, honestly, when I see someone was previously on that team on a roster for a team, because I'm like, okay, you know, like this is some revival almost, especially for a team that has, I think it was like 2 or 3 players that were previously on Zenith Esports. So definitely some exciting stuff coming out for this Ground Zero team. And as you can see, they definitely rose through the ranks pretty well. I mean, they had some pretty strong 3-4 games in this season that allowed them to jump so high to now be fighting against Outlaw. And I think at this point, how they play against Outlaw really showcases whether they can hold their own amongst the top 15, potentially even top 10, or I don't, you know, dare I say, master tier teams. Otherwise, if Outlaw can hold them down, this is them showcasing like, hey, you know, we know y'all got some good credentials, but you really got to earn this one out, you know. So that's why, to me, it's a very exciting game, and you know, funny enough, I think Outlaw is technically the underdog this one. You know, 13 hype votes versus Ground Zero having 49 hype votes. So definitely a lot of people in the community expecting Ground Zero to have this one work out, but we'll have to see how that goes. But anyways, it looks like we'll be starting on Arctic today, so I'll see y'all in a second. Welcome in. You know, Arctic, always really fun to check out and see how teams decide to attack it, because again, it is one of those maps that is a little bit newer, right? Came out this previous season, and I still, you know, I think the more maps they add, the more exciting it'll be for seeing these metas really develop, because now you're gonna really see, I would think, these map specialties, because now people are allowed to actually ban maps, choose certain maps, and I think once they add the dam map, that's now potentially 2 map bans or whatever. So a lot of choices in how they want to approach these teams. But anyways, looks like Outlaw is getting set up on this roof, because it is going to be a 3rd floor bomb site here. Anyways, we got Lynx GTV here around the corner, ready to kind of pounce on, depending on how Outlaw decides to approach this area. Obviously coming in a little bit early with that drone, trying to get some good intel before they make any approaches here. I think Lynx GTV definitely seeing something happening there and pulling back, and oh, they got knocked out by Fem there. A funny name, because that's definitely one of the bot names, and you know, it's always fun when people have those bot names. And I'm assuming it's very intentional, right? Anyways, some breaching getting ready to happen there from Outlaw side. I'm trying to see how Ground Zero decides to approach this, because Outlaw is coming off to a pretty good start. And I think they definitely did fix the spectator client. I don't know if last time, if y'all remember, I was out spectating. It was not the most exciting thing, and as there's a lot of weird funkiness that was happening. Looks like Frag coming out there from the Outlaw side, not quite able to get somebody there, but things are working out there. I've been able to get a shot off on Plubra as they were trying to swing that, and Karen able to knock down one of the players with that refrag there for the back. Now a 2v3 for the two teams, and Tanky able to knock down another player as they try to swing wide, getting some shots off. I don't think anyone has an EMP on Outlaw side, so they're trying to maintain position. Never mind, Tanky taking out another player. Oh, and that does not quite work out for them as Stinky tries to swing that one and does have it work out for them. And it looks like Ground Zero starting off to a pretty solid start there. But it was close, though. It was definitely a close game at the end there. I wasn't sure who was going to take that one. But it looks like Ground Zero coming out of that one with their first win in the pocket. And, you know, Arctic is just... I don't know. I agree. I think I was talking with Knifefire once about this, how we had talked about maybe Arctic seems to be a map that seems more balanced in terms of, you know, attacking and defending sides versus some other maps that tend to be a little bit more skewed towards one side or the other. And I think that's good. You know, allows both teams to really work on how they decide to defend a map and or attack a map, and it really showcases both teams' skill levels in either side of that position, right? But anyways, we got Outlaw coming in now, first half, now working out for them right now. Ground Zero starting off with 1 point in the pocket. We'll have to see how Outlaw decides to respond, but checking out some of the economy choices here, I'm actually surprised that no one on Ground Zero side is deciding to pick up a Vezin. You know, they're going in a little bit more, I think, conservative this time around, really just leaning into that third route in that Vezin. As they kind of decide to go in for some more utility choices here. We have the, you know, syringe in hand. Everyone's rocking the spectrals, but nothing quite more than that. Link GTV hiding around this corner. I'm going to see if I can get some good value off of this. And Peppa Big around the corner. Probably expecting something there. Plubro trying to get a peek in potentially, but never mind. I think they decided to peel off. Some good shots here. Winning for Peppa Pig on the back end there. Maybe some good shot there from Karen. Able to knock down your Plubro. Tries to swing that, but doesn't quite get some value out of that. Never mind, Bishop. Are there a lot of bot names? Am I tripping? Never mind. Plubro able to get a shot up on Peppa Pig from around the corner as they were not expecting that corner there. Anyways, all 4 players from OUTLAW now trying to come in and get some attacks off. Tanky somehow not getting shot through the wall. And OUTLAW's going to be getting set up here pretty soon. A lot of wall bangs here from Ground Zero side, but nothing quite happening yet. It's about a minute and a half in the round. And at this point, OUTLAW's just holding down this room, trying to see how they can approach this. A lot of shots, you know, on Ground Zero's side, but no deaths, which is definitely surprising. They do have that syringe in hand. Might be trying to really lean in to maximizing that time and, you know, getting value out of that syringe. Just Link's GT be able to kind of help themselves get a little bit healthier. But it looks like someone is going to be flanking Plubber on the other side. Where is Plubber? There it is. Never mind, Plubber able to get some shots. Wait, can I read? I might decide to swing that one. Karen able to get some shots off there. Lincoln Field, never mind. They got some shots off there. I've been getting killed there by Bishop as they were not expecting him on the back end, but it doesn't matter as Ground Zero will finish that one out in the last second there. I mean, a huge swing there. A lot of shots coming in from both sides. A lot of action going on there. And I'm surprised that nobody saw Bishop there in the very end. But hey, that's a good way to hide in the corner and avoid getting killed. You know, I should have got some water. I totally forgot to get water, but it's fine. You know, we'll be pushing through here. But Ground Zero now 2 rounds in the pocket. They're coming off to a pretty good start. But again, I'll be noticed it's coming down to 1v1s here. And I really think, never mind. It looks like the spectator client is still kind of funky. It looks like I'm technically looking at RoarFM, but they are definitely not. Last time I checked, blue is not a defending side. Yeah, never mind. I cannot rely on the client. That is fun. So let's try our best to hold this one out. I will need to use my eyes more often than not, which is not fun. I try not to complain about the spectator client bugs, but it's hard not to when it's on stream, and it definitely I think it takes, you know, away from the experience. Oh my god, Link should be able to get some shots off of that trip mine. I cannot believe that worked out for a double hit back here. As they both swing that one, that turns out terribly. A double frag as they try to get some exchanges there, but doesn't quite work out there. Looks like it's going to be a 4v1, 2. Never mind, it's a 5v2 here. OUTLAW definitely taking some huge losses early on in the round there, but they still have 2 minutes left. They can get some value out of this, but I mean, you got players like Peppa Pig on the back end there. Only 1 health in their pocket. I mean, they're going to do something to hold that down. It looks like Fem. Yeah, look at this name tag. This is Bishop, but it's actually Fem. Oh my god, whatever. It's fine. 1 minute and a half in a round right now. OUTLAW, I think they might be deciding to play this one out potentially, or maybe just holding angles, trying to get some picks here. Anyways, all players now on Ground Zero side returning back to site, and it looks like a lot of their health is back. Peppa Pig almost full health. I mean, at 81, that's still definitely a lot better than, I think, literally 1 health to their name. Let's go check out some of these Ground Zero players. I think that might be a save this round. I'd be kind of shocked if OUTLAW decides to play this one out, but you never know. A 2v5 isn't impossible, but it would be Not an easy task. And it looks like we do have the Outlaw players deciding to peel off and play it a lot safer than playing on site there. Sorry, in the map there. Peeling all the way off to the roof, and now they're just be waiting that one out. 30 seconds left in the round. You know, definitely the smarter play. You know, you got players like Bishop and Fem here. I believe they both have Bezins in hand. It'll definitely work out for them better in the upcoming round if they can save that one up. I mean, you got players like Fem with a Spectral on their hip. They can definitely give that to their teammates, save a couple, you know, $500 for their teammates to spend on the Spectral in the upcoming round. But anyways, it looks like we got another round in the pocket for Ground Zero there. I mean, just good good showing here from Ground Zero. Just solid defensive work preventing a lot of these attacks that Outlaw is trying to do against Ground Zero's side. But no, that defense is holding up. It's seemingly impenetrable for the most part. But like I said, the first two rounds, they weren't like massive differences. They had 1v1s in the very end. So these are still close rounds. And right now, the point difference does appear to be pretty big. But we'll have to see. You know, when Outlaw's on the defending side, it might look very differently, and they might end up being the one person alive still on that 1v1, right? Anyways, Outlaw here deciding to set up again on this outside here, potentially going down the hallway. I'm expecting probably an A side attack again from Outlaw side, but we'll have to see how they decide to approach this. If they're going to go in for a very similar push that they did the previous time that they had this floor, or if they're going to mix things up. And Ground Zero, definitely interesting to see how they play. We've seen a lot of strong anchors from them, especially on this side. There's been a couple times like players where they had, you know, some roamers, but not really deep roamers, just mostly kind of slightly extended, and that's really about it. And Linksy TV seeing a lot of shots here. Nothing quite happening there. I know the frag came deep in, but nothing killing anyone there, unfortunately for them. But I think we are going to be seeing another A setup here. As A goes on the back, there may be Spectral in hand. Yeah, no, that's an RCP in hand. And definitely some roaming clear coming out here from Outlaw. Definitely the smart play here. I mean, we're going to see Ivan coming in sometime soon. I don't know when, but sometime soon here. I can't. Let me find them. There we go. They are actually called Fem right now, but whatever. That's totally fine. Anyways, a lot of setup here again from Outlaw, trying to get this push into A side using this breach wall. And it looks like the Ground Zero players are definitely moving around, trying to get some good setup here. And we do, never mind, Peppa Pivot with a beautiful shot there. Knocking out two players, getting shot down themselves though, as people are coming in swinging wide. And a beautiful frag coming out there. Never mind, it doesn't quite land there, but it doesn't matter. Spam able to finish up and get that refrag. Now Karen on the backside, trying to prevent Agos from coming in. Agos swinging, never mind. Karen's knocking down for the count. Now leaving it all down to Fem. And take his own out the incendiary. Trying to prevent them from coming in. Oh, as they knock him down for the count, I do not think they were ready for that. Fem able to get a shot off, now leaving a 1v1. And again, this is what I keep seeing between these two teams. I know Outlaw can make something happen here as they try to go in for the mix-up, but it looks like they try rotating off to really throw off the Ground Zero player. But Karen is holding their ground, expecting them to play this site. Oh, and Fem, I'm shocked that that worked. I mean, the beautiful angle that camera was holding, but Fem just knew to swing that one, and it worked out perfectly for them. Can I get that replay? I totally missed the replay button, but it's fine there. Never mind. It did not pull those last 10 seconds. It is fine, but it's a beautiful gameplay there from the Outlaw player, as I was expecting them to get shot down from that beautiful angle hole that they had, but it didn't quite work out for them there. And that's what I'm saying, you know, when you have such close games, it really is kind of a 50-50 at the end there. You know, if things are going to work out or not. And Outlaw, I'm curious, you know, if they'd gone to the other side, could they have gotten that plant off? Could they have been fine? Who knows? It still worked out for them in the very end there. But again, you can't deny Ground Zero's advantage right now. 3-1 with a 2-point lead. Outlaw not too far behind here. And it looks like they are not out for the count, as they're going to try their best to fight this one forward. Some deep roaming gameplay here from Ground Zero again. And the Outlaw players getting set up on the outside here. Probably going for this breach into this. I forget the name of this room. Icicles or something like that. Storage, ice cubes. I forgot. It's something like that. Ice core storage. And it looks like it's main storage. So just storage is here. Fragment out live. A beautiful shot there from the wall bang from Karen. I can't talk. And a beautiful frag coming out right now, but not quite going anywhere. Never mind, it wasn't that beautiful frag. Ooh, shots out from Pubra in that little corner. And I think now Pubra is going to be trying to check this one out. Looking around for the players. Do they see anyone coming in? Frags coming out right now as Fem decides to try to swing this one. And they're just holding down this corner right now between Ground Zero and Outlaw. Someone tries to gain the advantage here. But it looks like we're going to be seeing some movement here now with the breach. There it is, going live now. And it's down to the Ground Zero players if they can hold this angle. Outlaw's getting set up here. And a lot of different things going on here, but no one quite committing yet. I mean, 1.5 minutes left in the round. Outlaw being very careful about that corner, making sure that no one swings it and catches anyone live. I think a frag was trying to go in. Never mind, they decide to not use that on the static. Headbutt Pig on the back corner. Their Plub Bug trying to check around some corner as the players move forward. And Lingshi TV gets some beautiful shots out there. Just tries to swing it. It gets killed by the trip mine, and that's just perfect placement. As Tenki decides to swing that one Ghost, and everyone able to knock down Fem in the back corner there as Tenki gets that 2-piece. And Ground Zero just doing an amazing job tonight. Yeah, you know, that spectator climb just looks funny. Anyways, that ends up with a four players up from Ground Zero side. And again, this is showcasing that Ground Zero is doing such a good job against Outlaw. This is going to be the last round on this first half here. And Outlaw's got to do something to mix things up. At least get potentially another round in the pocket. Otherwise, I'd be a little bit scared coming into the second half here. But again, they are switching to the defending side. So we have to see how they defend against Ground Zero. And if Ground Zero is attacking, setup is going to be good enough to be able to, you know, balance things out for them against Outlaw. Yep, a lot of placements here, and you know, it makes sense. It's the last round, a lot of buyouts, but a nice mix up here. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Outlaw's actually deciding to switch things up and potentially go in for a B side push. Trying to get. Oh, I don't even know you can look through that angle. That's a good angle. Lingshi TV getting a beautiful frag out there. Knocking out Fem for the count. I mean, where was that? Oh my goodness, that was all the way over here. How did they somehow work that one out? Yeah, it looks like I've been definitely aware that some droning is going to be coming in here. But deciding to peel off. And beautiful, beautiful shots down on the drone there from Karen. But Bishop on the back end there. I don't think we went for Ivan, and a beautiful kill by Bishop to be able to get that Marui switch up. And that's a beautiful add-on for Outlaw's side. Now in a 4v4 trades from both sides. Outlaw is definitely trying to claw their way back in to get another win here. But can Ground Zero hold their ground to prevent that from happening? Tanky definitely playing a little bit aggressive on that corner. I'm surprised if they're gonna hold out the whole time, but hey, you never know. Trying to, where's Tanky? Yep, there it is. Getting some shots out there for nothing happening here, and we're gonna see if Europe is able to do anything here, or if Tanky can get some good shots on his corner. So they are gonna be breaching it sometime soon, and they might be deciding to rotate off site, as a lot of the Outlaw players have decided to peel off and leaving just a ghost there. And we're seeing the same thing from Ground Zero side. I think they're aware that some rotation is happening as Tanky decides to flip sides. Yep, good entrances here coming from Outlaws. They decide to swing this whole thing, throwing out some smoke grenades. Nothing quite happening there, but they are trying to cut off some good lines of sight. And some beautiful shots there from Clover, but Karen there for the refrag, and Fish should be able to get that refrag on them. Now leaving a 2v3 setup right now. Outlaws getting a big, beautiful advantage here. But can they get the plant? Never mind. Where is he? It is down right now, but Ago's able to get the shot off on Peppa Pig there. Now leaving it down all for Tanky. Trying to hold the Bishop, decides to swing that and get that shot off on Tanky, getting that round in the pocket for Outlaw. I cannot believe it worked out for them in the end there, but a beautiful reset that worked out perfectly for Outlaw. Now giving them 4 points against Ground Zero. What is up with the points here? What the heck? Interesting. Let's switch that again. Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that. Sorry, y'all. This API thing be kind of funky. I ain't gonna lie. There you go. 1 2 1 2. Awesome. That kind of works out. Anyways, Outlaw coming out of this one. Never mind. Switch that again. What am I doing? What am I doing? Ground Zero. Sorry, Ground Zero still coming out of this 4 points up. They did lose that last round. Now Outlaw. Wait, hold up. What? Sorry, y'all. Definitely some weirdness on my side, but hey, I can make it work here. Anyways, Outlaw coming into this upcoming round. Can that momentum switch up work for them? They are now, they have 2 rounds in the pocket. 4-2 is a pretty solid advantage to have. Sorry, disadvantage to have coming into a defending half. As long as Outlaw can maintain a momentum and get things going forward, this can switch up real good for them, but the same thing can be said about Ground Zero. If they really lay in the work now to get things set up, this can work out very favorably for Ground Zero here. Ooh, and they probably swung that, not expecting to see so many players. That are beautiful, beautiful shots over that wall bang, but nothing quite happening there. Peppa Pig able to get barely out of the way from getting killed there. So many shots coming in from the Ground Zero side through this wall. Nothing, surprisingly, no one has been traded yet. But hey, look at those healths. Definitely a lot of damage was received on the Ground Zero side. I don't think they have any syringes in hand, so that is definitely going to take a toll on them later in the round when things get a little bit hotter. But beautiful defense right now from Outlaws. They held them down for a fair amount of time, but it looks like we are going to see some players from Ground Zero side deciding to go in for the swing and rotating to the other side. Karen and Tanky are deciding to probably go in for the hatch play above icicle storage or something like that. I think it's like ice. And we're gonna see potentially some good value here. I think Tanky might be deciding to fly in with this one, and they are as they get some shots off, but they were not expecting Bishop in the corner. Have a big able to swing that one, and Karen to finish up. It doesn't matter. There's a refrag coming in there. Now 2v3. Ground Zero side is trying to hold this one up, but I mean, they might be falling apart potentially. Never mind, they get swung by them. Now leaving Lynx GTV to fight a 1v3 right now, and they are so close to knocking out Ghost. But Ghost says, I'm going to win this one and work it out for Outlaw. Outlaw coming off to a really, really solid start here. Can I get that replay or not? Yeah, barely at the end there. I gotta get a little bit faster on that that replay setup. Wait, there it is. Okay. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, they are now on the defending side. If OUTLAW can get that first win, that pistol round win, they can likely get a lot of value out of that. Get some good utility buys in his upcoming second round and really try to secure that second round win. Looks like they're not going too all in on it. They can have only one Vezin, which I think is definitely a safer play to have here against Ground Zero, as Ground Zero has been very, you know, a very competent team, especially off that Spectral. So OUTLAW playing a little bit more safe on that hero buy here, only having one Vezin in the hand. Coming to the second round. We'll have to see if that does work out for them, but I mean, we have one syringe and a couple different... Wait, never mind. You know, this is what... Look, like, there's a Vezin, and they're over here on the attacking side. It's just like... Never mind. I can't even rely on the economy choices. You know, never mind. I'm not going to complain about this on stream. We are seeing some good value here. I'll complain about the spectator client on my own, and as I already put in the bug report. And you know, it makes it hard. I try to make some economy comments, but it's just when the information is wrong, you can't do too much. But anyways, OUTLAW getting set up here now. I'm assuming they have several syringes in hand based off of what I'm looking around with the economy stuff, and probably one or two Vezins in hand, which I think is on the safer end. Some teams go in for potentially 3 or 4 Vezins, but that's almost an all-in buy. And the problem with that is if you lose more than 2 or 3 players die on your side, you basically lose a Vezin, right? At least you have 1 or 2 Vezins in hand. As long as 2 players survive, you technically don't lose value on those Vezins, and if you win the round, right? Anyways, Peppa Pig here with some early shots in a round. Not quite working out for them, but it's fine. They can make something happen here. You know, and good thing to notice on the OUTLAW side, we're not really seeing any deep roaming play here. Anyways, frag coming out. Not quite landing anywhere, but definitely scaring people off. I think definitely where that Ground Zero's be making a push right now on the A side. As a beautiful flash coming in there, able to knock out Bishop for a count. And Link swinging that with a Jesper in hand, somehow making those shots count so much. I'm waiting to see where the Vezin player is, because no, never mind. Ghost finally swinging in, getting some shots off an Ivan there. And Link GTV almost knocking down the A Ghost for the count. And Plubra able to knock finally Tanky down for the count. They got Karen in the back, able to get a 2-piece there from Plubra. Now coming down to Lynx. Never mind, that is it. That is gone. Peppa Pig deciding to swing far by themselves. There we go, swinging wide with that Vezin. And some beautiful value there. And Europe somehow surviving with 1 health in hand. And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, look, OUTLAW getting some good momentum now. They are now equal. You know, that was their equalizer between them and Ground Zero. And really, it's anyone's game at this point. You know, that we're now into round 3. Most of the players are gonna be able to buy out Vezins potentially for the whole team. And this is basically them on finally, you know, on an equal footing again. Maybe not in terms of utility, because a lot of the OUTLAW players can buy a lot more utility than the Ground Zero players side, especially with 2 wins back to back and a couple of Vezins coming into this upcoming round too. On top of that, but sometimes guns are all you need. You know, the gun skill takes you very far in this game, and we'll have to see if Ground Zero's gun skill is gonna be able to outmatch what is going on the OUTLAW side. And, you know, I'm expecting to see very similar gameplay in this current round as we saw previously with OUTLAW's defensive side. They don't play too deep on their roamers. At most, they have kind of somewhat extended, but a lot of anchoring from OUTLAW side, and that's working definitely out in their favor against Ground Zero. Anyways, very similar push here. It might be an B push. As people were setting him on his kitchen side here. It looks like they are deciding to swing in. Can Fem hold the angle? Yes, they can. I've been on the back there, and they didn't get any value out of that. And I've been also deciding to swing this one. Now coming down to Fem, and they just swung now. Beautiful swing by Fem there. And now the ground zero player is very much aware that something's going on there as Agos decides to swing that. And no, just perfect timing from the ground zero players. And man, they're doing a good job right now. Outlaw holding down the ground zero players as they've not really been able to get a good foothold on this kitchen area. And Link's getting a beautiful swing there with a really deep lane. Karen trying to get some value, potentially get a pick here. There's a beautiful frag coming out, able to knock out some shots off on Link GTV there, and Tanky taking some wall bangs. And I mean, at this point, Outlaw is just holding these crazy angles against ground zero, and they just literally cannot gain any ground. You know, I thought honestly ground zero's defense was going to be impenetrable, but I'm seeing Outlaws right now, and they are doing such good damage against ground zero. It looks like they're struggling to take a foothold here. Now a minute and a half in the round. Only half the round left, but Tanky coming in here, and it looks like they are going to be going in for a push sometime soon. Oh, and Link is getting swung on, but as matters, Karen is there for the refrag. I was trying to see if I can get a first person. That's what's. I'm not complaining about spectator client. I already said that. It looks like we are gonna have some ground zero players deciding to potentially push this one forward. Oh, and Bishop does a beautiful swing there. And a beautiful swing there by, was that Bishop? No, it was Bishop, not Ghost. It looks like they both double swang them, and that did not work out. But the Outlaw players living with 3 players up again, killing it right now against ground zero as their momentum has been on fire. Now 3 rounds back to back to back. And this is probably going to be the round that we're going to see some stronger economy disadvantages from the ground zero players. You know, some players having to play out with Spectrals this time around. Because they unfortunately had that loss in the previous round, but Outlaw has been holding it down. And you know, at this point, if I were the community votes, I'd be getting a little sweaty. You know, the Outlaw team has, at least on the defending side, been doing such a strong showcase against ground zero that I'm not quite sure if they're gonna be able to come back. But again, this is a big game about momentum. If ground zero can interrupt this, it will disrupt Outlaw for at least 1 round. But they gotta be able to get 2 rounds back to back to really disrupt the momentum and really switch things around for them as they come into these upcoming rounds. Because at this point, Outlaw just needs 2 rounds in the pocket to finish this one out and get their first map win for this series. But hey, we'll see if they can do it. Drone coming out here. Looks like they're trying to get some early intel on the Outlaw players. A lot of movement here from the ground zero players as they moved in really fast. They're probably going in for a breach sometime soon here. But at least we have a couple players in on the B side expecting some kind of opposition here. They've already said it. They might be going for a pitch sometime soon. Clubra in that long corner. They swing in here. And Fem holding a beautiful corner on Link GP, but they get a refrag from Ibin. A long frag that does get a lot of good value. And another frag coming out, and it almost knocks out Tanky for the count. And these players are really trying to hold these angles right now, but I can't see any. Oh, Tanky almost not taking another shot. They got to be very careful with those peaks because, I mean, literally 1 bullet will take him down. Are they going to swing that? And it looks like the EMP is down, so ground zero is now stuck in this corner. As something needs to happen from ground zero here. And they try to get the EMP, but they picked up a pistol instead. That is so unfortunate. as I think Tanky is trying to throw their last bit of life left just to pick up the EMP, and Ghost able to knock out Ivan from that long. Getting a 2-piece there on Karen, and Bishop able to finish up with a 3rd piece there. It doesn't matter as a pure op finishes the whole game and gives out another round in the pocket for Outlaw. Man, it's looking good right now for the Outlaw players, as they are probably up on their high horse against Ground Zero, and this is it. This is where Ground Zero has to stand their ground. I mean, this is it. You know, it's match point at this point. And I believe at this point they should have enough money in the pocket to buy pheasants for the whole team, or at least most of the team. So this is gonna have to be their last time they push. But again, this is them on the 3rd floor, which, as we saw last time, didn't quite work out for the Ground Zero players, as Outlaw has just been holding them down. And I don't know, I don't think actually Ground Zero has lost once. Won once on the attacking round. And I'm wondering if it's, you know, if Ground Zero needs to figure out how they attack these sides. Can they switch things up a little bit different? Or if the Outlaw players have just had such a great defense that it's just really hard right now for Ground Zero to be able to push against. Because, you know, when we saw Ground Zero on the defending side, there were a couple more rounds that were a little bit closer, 1v1s. Between them and Outlaw, but Outlaw I think has been more dominant on their defending side. In several rounds, I think there's like 3 or 4 players alive. Anyways, getting some good value here from the drone again as they come in and checking out all these corners here, and probably Ego's gonna knock it out for the count, and it does. Bishop almost tries to swing that corner, but not quite committing yet. And a beautiful frag coming in. Oh my god, they were not ready for that. Taking out Karen and Tanky. I'm gonna get that instant replay. That was beautiful if I've seen one. And Link GTV with a beautiful frag themselves, able to knock on a Ghost, but that is still not quite a trade, as it's a 4v3 right now for the Outlaw players. I'd be a little skeptical about any more frags coming in here, because man, those Outlaw frags are really beautiful. But that Incendiary able to knock him down for the count, and Bishop holding that corner. But that smoke is going to be getting some good value potentially out of that. Are they deciding to commit in there? They are. If I'm able to get some shots through that wall, as Bishop decides to fully commit and give them a good round in the pocket there. And that is going to be a first win right now for the Outlaw players. Oh man, that was a good one. You know, I was not quite sure how it was going to work out. A lot of the plays at the beginning seemed to favor the Ground Zero players. They're holding it down consistently, always clutching it up when it came down to those 1v1s. But I did say, hey, you know, notice that it was consistently 1v1s on their defending side. You know, and I'm wondering if Outlaw can play a little bit better on their defending halves to have that happen a little bit less often. Will things work out for them? And that's what we saw, you know, really strong momentum from the Outlaw players coming into their own defending half, that literally I think they won the next they had 2 rounds coming into the second half, right? So they won the next 5 rounds back to back to whatever against Ground Zero on the defending side right now. So as we can see, Outlaw's defense is just killing Ground Zero right now, as they could not penetrate it. But that doesn't mean they can't come back on the next map right now. So we'll have to see if Ground Zero decides to push things out and have things work out for them in the upcoming map. But that is, we'll have to see how that goes. So I think these teams might, never mind, they might be going in pretty quick to the upcoming round. So probably we'll go in for some sponsors here. But shout out to HyperX today. Did I say for the giveaway? Why does it say giveaway? I need to rewrite some of my script stuff, but shout out to HyperX. If you didn't know, you can get 50% off their fully priced HyperX products in North America using the code. I'm not sure if this is expired, so HX VRML 23, maybe 24 now. But HyperX helps support VRML with a high quality HyperX quadcast that a lot of the casters get to get, and some other peripherals too. And especially, you know, what we appreciate them the most for is that they provide our champions with some great high quality hardware. And again, shout out to Pro2VR. You know, being a first person shooter, definitely got to lean into seeing how can you help with your aiming and stabilize some of your shots. And Pro2VR is definitely one of those companies is they provide some amazing VR rifle mounts and VR accessories, as I mentioned earlier, to help stabilize your aim in game. But it's great stuff. You know, you want to be able to add to your immersion, really feel like you're in the first-person shooter, going crazy and getting those swings on. Definitely check out those Pro 2 VR peripherals and VR cover, offering some high-quality hygiene and comfort solutions for popular headsets, as it provides some great face cushions that enhance the comfort of any VR device, allowing you to play in VR comfortably for longer. But anyways, it looks like we are going to be going in sometime right now, and it looks like we are coming in on, I believe this says Skyscraper. Here we go. I mean, this is gonna be the site that I'm wondering, can they hold it out? Can they have things work out for them? Can Outlaw come back again? You know, Outlaw now is starting on the attacking half again. I'm wondering if they're gonna go in for a very similar setup that they did in the previous map, where they started attacking and really came back on that second half on the defensive side. So definitely Outlaw is going to be trying their best at this point to get a couple attacking rounds in their pocket to really make it possible for them to come on that defending half there. But it was a very wide setup right now from the Outlaw players. But not to discount the Ground Zero players. I mean, they hopefully they had a little bit of time to kind of reset their mind and figure out, how does Outlaw approach their plays? How do they set up, and how can we combat against that? You know, Peppa Pig, definitely a roamer I've seen through thick and thin on a lot of games. I'm wondering if they get some good value on his roaming play here. Some early shots out here, but nothing's quite happening here. Fem's just trying to hold his angle here, but I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 players from the Ground Zero side just holding their angles and biding their time. But the Outlaw players now getting set up over here on this lounge area, potentially getting a little push in on A site. I'm waiting on Peppa Pig on that last corner. They can get some good value to get some. They got to speed up a little bit to catch up with the other players, but we'll see if they can do anything. Anyways, here Outlaw getting that breach live right now, trying to get some attack in on this A side, but no one quite exchanging any bullets yet. But Karen is just waiting on that corner, waiting for something to happen, saying swing and get swung, and a terrible frag that doesn't quite work out for them as they get that swing, and it doesn't quite work the fragment out, but nothing quite happening yet. I think right now at this point, the Ground Zero players are just trying to buy time for the roamer to get some value, and Ego's getting a beautiful frag, but it doesn't matter. Thank you there for the refrag. And getting another 2-piece there. And oh, there's a 3-piece. Where is the last player? Oh, they're on that window. They get knocked out for the count. And that's a beautiful defensive play right now from Ground Zero. I mean, 1, 2, 3 players up. Definitely a really good showing there from the Ground Zero players. And that's what we got to see. You know, if we can see this kind of gameplay going forward, I think they'll have what they need to go and push this for a map 2 for themselves and to force this into a map 2 tiebreaker. Sorry, y'all. I have a look. I feel like I have low energy today. Just kind of wiped out. You know, honestly. But it's fine. It's fun. Yeah, I don't know how Gibular Bob does it. Like he's got crazy energy. I like Nightfire. He's just like good, consistent, strong at like solid energy. And then Gibular Bob, man, he's just like packed to the brim with energy, and it's just going firing on all cylinders. I'm like, I don't know how you do it, man, but more power to you. And seeing very similar setup here from the Ground Zero players. I mean, last time we saw kind of a similar 4-1 where they had like 4 players either anchored and or pretty close to sighted, and that one deep roamer from Peppa Pig. My only complaint about Peppa Pig, I think they might be leaning a little bit too much on them, really holding out their angles. Anyways, they trying to get some shots off here, but I think goes into the frag, and unfortunately gets clipped off by that side of the wall. Oh, and a beautiful trip mine there from Europe, as they were not expecting that as they entered sight. You see a Peppa Pig on the back and get some value here as they decide to come in slowly. And radio has now been breached right now. Frags coming out here, but no value yet. And Peppa Pig finally swinging that corner and getting some shots off on Sam as they were not ready for that. Plubra tries to swing, but doesn't matter. And can get some beautiful wall bang. They're now coming down to Plubra. I don't think they'll be ready for Peppa Pig there in the long corner. They got that shot off. And again, that ground zero defense, it's almost like night and day at this point. They live and breathe the skyscraper, I believe, at this point, as the Outlaw players cannot penetrate the ground zero defense. And Peppa Pig definitely getting a lot of good value in that previous round on that roaming gameplay there, as they finally got a two-piece there, as they decided to finally come a little bit closer and attack sooner than they did like in the previous round. Woo! But now we are coming into our rifle round 3. I always say rifle round for round 3 because I honestly do think you should be having Vezins by round 3. If you don't, I will say that if you don't have a Vezin by round 3, I think you messed up your economy. You know, either you went too all in on utility or you did a lot of half buys, and obviously you've lost value now. Because now you're stuck on that round 3 where most people have Vezins and you don't. So you're just kind of forcing an economy disadvantage. We are going to be on the second floor here now. I don't think we had the side previously. I think we've only been having like first floor sides here. But Peppa Pig again on that really deep roaming, a full floor below as Pem decides to swing this one. Oh, and I thought Peppa Pig was right at the bottom there, but they were just out of sight. Beautiful frag there. I don't think it quite goes anywhere, but I've been throwing out a frag that tries to get some value, but nothing quite there yet as Ghost is watching this corner. But I mean, they got to watch out for links to GTB there. It's holding a nasty angle. Anyways, the Outlaw players are finally getting set up here. And it looks like we're going to be seeing some moves here from Peppa Pig. As Karen holds the angle, Link GTO some shots off on A Ghost, but it doesn't matter. The frag doesn't matter. There's another free frag. Oh my goodness. Shots going live. They're now coming down to Bishop as they try to swing that, but it does not work out for them as the ground zero players had a beautiful pinch there. I mean, sorry, can I replay that or is it too late? Never mind, it's too late. I gotta be a little quicker on that replay. You know, I gotta be a little quicker on it, you know. It is what it is there. And it looks like the ground zero players are definitely flush with cash as they bought, I think, dang near every gadget you could buy in the book there. I mean, look at this floor. It is just full to the brim of gadgets galore. But it makes sense, you know, 3 back-to-back wins, and I think several times they had players up, so they you know, they're not spending the money on the Vezin. They're not spending that much money, you know, round the round. They have a lot of saved up cash. I mean, think about it. It's like 2,600 every round that they're winning, right? And if you only have to buy a Vezin once, you're saving, you know, 29 plus another. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. The economy is looking flush right now for ground zero. Not quite the same action here on the Outlaw side, but they're still in a good spot. I mean, several players have Vezins in hand, and a couple have Spectral, so it's still manageable, but definitely not on the best possible setup here for the Outlaw players. And Peppa Pig, you know, just credit to Peppa Pig. I think just very smart about playing very tactical, knowing when to hold and just really take a long time on that roaming gameplay. And Bishop is definitely not dancing there, just holding that drone in gameplay. You know, most teams I see play that hatch, and I'm kind of surprised that they're actually now playing the hatch here from the Outlaw players. Never mind, they might actually be playing the hatch sometime soon. Yeah, it looks like Bishop is going to be blowing that one wide. And definitely some quick peek shots there, but nothing quite happening yet. And Outlaw just holding these angles. Beautiful frag coming out, but nothing quite happening yet. Ooh, and some shots in, but nothing quite there. And another frag coming out there. And again, good value from the ground zero players, getting some shots off and a good amount of health damage. But Link GT able to finish that one up with some shots, diving deep in, but they were not ready for that one. As now there's a 3-piece there from the Outlaw players. And it now comes down to Peppa Pig, who is now in a 1v3 scenario. I'm surprised they haven't committed yet to the room, but hey, I understand playing a little bit more conservative. They might be going in for a save. And I think that's what they're doing. Or I don't even know. Yeah, at this point, Outlaw has the plant, and they are just holding sight. And Peppa Pig is just hanging out. Ugh, I mean, that was great. I don't know if y'all saw the kill feed there. It came down to 3 players getting knocked down back-to-back. Crazy speed there. And things turned really quickly to the Outlaw players' advantage. And I don't know, this might, if Outlaw can get another round in the pocket, I think they'll set themselves up in a really good spot coming into the second half to be able to win out this map 2 and win out the series in general. But again, I would not discount the ground zero players. I think if they can just get a little bit more chemistry between the anchored teams and those roamers, we're going to definitely see some crazy value coming out from these defending halves. But again, we haven't seen them on attacking on Skyscraper, you know. That can work out perfectly. They can have amazing plays and setups for their attacks on Skyscraper that they can really come through on that second half anyways. But here we are now, round 5. Outlaw players getting set up here now on the staircase here. It looks like it's gonna be radio and broadcasting. I believe it's radio and broadcasting. So we'll have to see if Outlaw can. I think it's a new site for them. They haven't attacked this against ground zero yet, so definitely a really good new setup to see how they can hold this down. And it looks like the ground zero players can be mixing things up as now 4 players on site, but this time around their deep roamer is actually going to be Ivan instead. Nothing quite deep from the ground zero player. The frag coming out, but able to take out the drone down for the count. Oh, and the incendiary unfortunately hurts the Bishop there, and they try to get some beautiful wall bangs in from Karen that get a lot of value. And at this point. It might be a fight here between them and Ivan on the back corner there. I want to see some value there. Beautiful shots from Ivan as they do a perfect timing attack. Frag coming out there, but can we get some value? Tanky as they hold down this corner, and it's a nasty corner. And Link GTV getting some shots out, and Europe able there for the refrag there. But can they hold it down against Peppa Pig? It is traded, but nothing quite ending there. A lot of smart trading here with the syringe. I think Tanky just holding and biding their time. At this one, can Karen hold this angle, prevent Bishop and all of them from swinging in wide. As Tanky comes in wide, gets a 1, 2, almost 3-piece there, and Bishop instead switches out for the 2-piece, gets a 3-piece themselves. I'm gonna get that little instant replay. Now coming down to a 1v1 between Peppa Pig, right? Peppa Pig and your Bishop. Oh my goodness, I hate the spectator client right now. It's fine. And Bishop playing it smart. I'm surprised they decided to do that, but hey, things worked out for them. What are they doing? Maybe their hand is broken? This might be the worst time for this to happen, but hey. I think at this point, Outlaw will be happy with what's going on the ground zero player side. I think their hand is literally broken. Wow, look at that. Yeah, it's like frozen in space. Terrible timing. You know, sometimes you got to double check that battery health. Yeah, I think they can't even move. Oh yeah, their left hand is the mobility. As they're gonna have to hold this one and save with one-handed Vezin as their left hand is broken. That is honestly one of the most unfortunate happenings I've seen with a player. I think on a league match there. Anyways, 2 rounds in the pocket there for Outlaw with an unfortunate ending for the ground zero player. But hey, I think if they can do something fast and get their hands set up, things can work out for them. But I am a little skeptical. Who was it? Was it Tanky? Trying to see if I can find the person that had the weird hand. Anyways, at this point, Outlaw is going to do their best to really hold this one out and see if they can force a 3-3. And that's going to give them a really, really good setup into the second half on their defending half. It looks like Karen holding these angles here. And, oh, it's a beautiful shot out from them there, as they were not expecting such a quick entry from the Outlaw players. And Plubber coming in, swinging wide, trying to get some good value here. And wow, 2 players from ground zero playing very aggressive on this defense. Really trying to hold out this hallway, preventing them from coming in. It looks like Link needs to be on that back end for that roaming play. But I mean, a 5v4 right now. Can they get some good value here? Plubber can hold that, but no, Link GTV getting some beautiful value there with a trade. Now 4-4 between these two teams. Can Outlaw get this attack to work out, or is it gonna fall apart? Now aware that they have Link GTV on the back end there. And Tanky getting some really good value out of the angle there, and able to knock down Europe with the count. A goes probably trying to swing in wider, but that breach door is going to be holding them down. Beautiful frag coming out, but unfortunately it bounces back. And Tanky goes in for the swing. Gets a 1-2 piece, maybe a 3 piece. Nope, Fem finishes them down for the refrag, now leaving a 1v2. This is not an impossible attack, but this is it, actually. This is the last round. They gotta do this or die. And it looks like Peppa Pig again with a dead hand. This is literally the time for Bishop to decide to push this. Peppa Pig now going to be holding a crazy angle. And I think at this point it's going to make sense if Ivan decides to use them as potentially a distraction play. "40 seconds left." Unaware. It's great. Unaware to Fem. If they push this, they can honestly take it because it's technically a 1v1, especially if they're going to be pushing on B side. Oh, but they got to do something here. I don't think they have the EMP actually. Oh, and Ivan gets a beautiful shot there on Fem. They were not ready for that, but Ground0 able to win that one out. And that looks like we're going in for the side of switch here. Do I give it to... Oh, cool. This is funky. Sorry, 1 second, y'all. 4-2. There you go. Ground0. Yeah. I'm like looking at this. I'm like, huh? Oh wait, it's switched, right? Yeah. No, it's switched. I forgot that I swap all of it. Anyways, looks like we got Outlaw coming in on the 2-point disadvantage, but again, we saw them come back crazy on that defensive round. We'll have to see if Outlaw is able to produce the same exact value. If Ground0's attack is going to be undefendable, I guess, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of a funny way to say it, but hey, it is fine. My brain is fried right now. You know, I never had a fried Oreo. I deep fried Oreo. I'm surprised. Wait, did I? I think I went to like one carnival once. I gotta try it again. I'm just like in the mood for some snacks, you know. Anyways, Ground0 players coming in, checking out this hallway, and I'm probably going in for some deep roamer clears. But that looks like they're not gonna really get that much value out of it, as the Outlaw players have 5 of them and are pretty close to sight. And the Ground0 players coming over here. We got some turtle walking here. What is it called when they have like 3 or 4 more turtles coming up? I think I asked about it on one of my casts. Karen definitely knows that someone is behind that corner. Fem deciding to swing that, but no, they see 3 people there. And they, oh, it's almost a trade there between Ivan and Europe. Beautiful frag coming out. Not really producing any value here, but the beautiful breach coming in pretty soon. And Bishop and Karen get some beautiful shots in there, but a lot of frag fading here. I cannot hold these angles. They're blowing wide. Clubra knowing able to get some response there, but links GTV for that refrag. Doesn't matter, as Ground0 finishes that one out and knocks out all the Outlaw players. Wow, that was a very fast and moving attack on B side. Ground0, I mean, that is impressive work there. Can I like do bottom up? Yeah. Does this look weird? Yeah, that'd be kind of weird, right? I always try to see like if I can get interesting angles. Like I like this one a lot, honestly. Let me see if I can get someone with a gun in hand. Where is it? Is it 3, 4? There it is. Get that gun, you know. Anyways, ground 0 now going to be setting up for this first floor attack. I don't think we saw the Outlaw players attack this site, but right now Outlaw on a disadvantage. Does ground 0 have the economy advantage? I don't know if they're going to be buying into Vezins in this current round. It looks like Peppa Pig might need to be dealing with their hand problems again. They have the EMP and they have to trade it off. This is effectively right now a 4v5 for the Outlaw players. Unannounced to them, they actually have an advantage. Never mind, looks like Peppa Pig is back in shape. I think Ivan does have a Vezin in hand. You know, it's hard to look at the economy choices. I see what, 1 or 2 people with Vezins in hand. Frags coming out here, and I think ground 0 is going in for the crazy and aggressive attack. And Bishop not ready for tanky on that attack, but you're about to get some shots off there and knock out Lynx. GTV, who has the EMP in hand. Oh, and Fam almost getting knocked down for the count there. Try swinging again, but it looks at the EMP is finally getting planted there by the ground 0 players. And finally getting planted. It is now 45 seconds counting until something happens. Sorry, until the round is over. Something happens. Something happens. My brain is fried for sure. And Karen able to get some shots off on Plubra as that roamer is shut down. But you're up again, getting another shot off. But Ivan with a beautiful Vezin in hand, able to knock down for the count. But it looks like Agos on the back end there trying to get some value. But Karen has just been holding off the roamers. Now leaving it to a 3v1 here for Europe. But I mean, they're swinging in wide. Solo trying to hold it down. Is Peppa Pig going to be coming in swinging wide? And is a beautiful ending there for the ground 0 players. Now leaving it down to a 2v6. It looks like we might be going in for a map 3 decider here. As the ground 0 player is now on match point against Outlaw. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Night and day. I don't know what ground 0 did on Skyscraper, but they know this like the back of their hand. That defensive hold has just been amazing. Them on the attacking side is feeling like this same exact thing. And it looks like they actually have not missed anything. You know, 6 rounds in total right now from the ground 0 players. And at this point, Outlaws definitely be struggling. But again, this is their 3rd round. It's going to be the Vezin round. This is going to be it. Can they come back? Can they hold it down? But regardless, ground 0 has at least at the bare minimum ensured themselves that they are going in for a map 3 decider. But are they going in? Are they going to be going in with a tie or a win? That definitely is going to be the big difference. At this point, ground 0 is going to want to have to win this one out so they can go in for that map 3 tiebreaker and win it out for the series. But wow, such a wide attack here from the ground 0 players. I mean, literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players all around, but it looks like they will be coming into this lounge area. Oh, and Fam able to get some shots off there, and a Ghost themselves as they knock down all the players on that corner. And man, this defense is looking, you know, I was just talking about how good ground 0 was doing, but man, that Outlaw defense just came through right now, and that EMP is now stuck as 1, 2 players from the ground 0 side have to go retrieve it. Looks like Karen and Peppa Pig are going to be regrouping. Oh, and definitely some distraction shots coming out here. I don't think they're going to be playing it, but I think they might be going in kind of for an aggressive save with some angles being held. I want to see if I can get a kill with this angle. Like, that'd be kind of cool. I think Ghost is definitely aware. Oh, they're trying to get the Vezins, but they just cannot reach it. You know, that is unfortunate. I feel like I'd be so mad if I was literally within arm's reach. Looks like they did get the frag in hand. And look, syringes, Maruis, Vezins, everything is on that staircase. And a beautiful frag that almost is able to reach up the Karen. They're probably a little shocked that that got so deep there. But anyways, 30 seconds left in the round. Looks like this will be going to the Outlaw players as Ground Zero decides to save. I mean, 2 Vezins in hand. Probably better to save this one out and try to go in for the win the next round. Oh, that's a lot of weird angles. There you go. Is this a good angle? I don't know. I was wondering if it's like... Oh. So we got some boxing going on here. Anyways, 3 rounds in a pocket for Outlaw. Again, I mean... At this point, because Ground Zero has hit 6 rounds, Outlaw, at best, all they can do is tie this one up. And that's good for them. Because basically that forces Ground Zero to either lose or tie, right? So it does make sense for out because the idea is they won map 1. If they tie on map 2, even if Ground Zero wins on map 1, technically that's 1-1 in terms of points, so it would tie out, right? Ground Zero, oh, sorry. Ground Zero setting up again. Looks like they are pretty good on their economy. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good buys in here, and it looks like they are back in stride. It really, at this point, is just how do they attack this site? And it looks like Ghost actually goes in for the breach wall plant, which, you know, I'm always mixed on whether I think those are good value, those breakable doors. Good value on the windows or not. I feel like it's really easy. Oh my goodness, Plumber able to knock down Karen for the count. Oh yeah, you're right. Looks like the scoreboard actually is correct. Yeah, 1, 2 players up. Is this correct? Yeah, this is correct. And Karen and Link GTV got killed. All right, yeah. Frag coming out there, and Peppa Pig able to barely escape that one. Thank you, Aviator Nick. I actually didn't even think about the scoreboard, that it actually is more correct. Good call out there. I'll be flashing that when I can. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for the economy choices. Oh, and Plumber able to get another shot off on Ivan there. I mean, now a 5v2 between the two sides. And I mean, is Ground Zero going to be going in for another save? I mean, they got to do something here. I don't know what is going on with their attack, but it has now been falling apart. And this is the Outlaw I needed to see, you know, in the previous rounds when they were defending. I don't know what happened, but they are almost reading Ground Zero like a book. Anyways, 1.5 minutes left. I think they're probably just going to be going in for the save here, as things have been so unfavorable for the Ground Zero side. But again, I mean, as much as they can keep losing, they're forcing a map 3. But the thing is, Ground Zero is going to have to save in and do really well, at least on one of these rounds. Because if they do tie it up, they do put themselves in a really bad spot off that map 3. And I'm sure they want to go in for that series win. Yeah, this is good. 5-2. I can see real quick. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Thank you. Thank you. I'll read the chat. I'll read the chat. Trust me. It looks like the Outlaw players have decided to kind of just chill and have a good time here. I mean, 30 seconds left in the round. Not really much you can do here. I love seeing, you know, what the players do in the meantime when they know the round is just kind of over, right? Them definitely trying their best to still be very aware, but I think everyone's got their hands off guns because they know they'll be chilling. I mean, you got players like Plubra literally probably off doing something else, but Europe is definitely holding those angles just in case, just in case. You know, I've always seen people talk about like, oh, should be able to forfeit if you want to do a save. I'm mixed on it. You know, I don't like when people are going to be able to kind of just surrender the round, and I think it's kind of a weird mechanic, but I get it. I mean, but at the same time, like, how many times can you save? You know, because I think they kind of technically did 2 saves back to back. You just got to go all in or work it out. Otherwise, I don't know. I get it for ground zero. They're consisting on match points, so I think it makes sense to keep saving. But if you're like not on match points, saving it's a weird thing. You know, you get good value, but like if you always get killed two or 3 people, do you save every time? You know, like when do you not save? It's kind of a weird. It's a hard strategy to I think to use consistently and every single time. But I mean, I get it. These are economy games. It makes sense to save as much as possible to do well on the upcoming round. But I guess in terms of like spectating, it is kind of funky. Anyways, ground zero setting up again. We'll see if this is finally, at this point, they are trying their best to get one good push. If OUTLAW can tie this one up and hold it down, that actually puts them in a very favorable spot against ground zero, as that sets them up to be able to still win out this series. And again, the OUTLAW players have been anchoring. We haven't really been seeing too many deep roamers, which is such a different setup and style than ground zero, considering that's how they've been consistently playing. Ground zero players will be set up here on radio. Looks like they might be coming in sometime soon here. Beautiful frag there. Linksy Teal to swing in wide on radio. Now being contested by ground zero. And it looks like Tanky tries to get that long shot in the back, and Blubber able to knock him down in the hallway. So frags are coming out here from Link GT with that Marui in hand, trying to get some beautiful wall bangs there. What else can they do? They're just holding these angles. Breach coming out live. Lots of frags and incendiaries and all of the above, and flashes too. But Europe in the corner holding it down. Have a big swing, but gets shot down themselves. Oh, and Europe gets a 2-3 piece. But Karen tries to swing it and hold her angle, but no, Europe gets another piece. I can't believe it worked out. But Tanky is swinging in on the back, but it doesn't matter as Bishop shuts that one down, and that leaves it all down for the OUTLAW players. And this is it, all on the cards for OUTLAW. If they can hold this one down, they put themselves in an amazing advantage for the third map. Let me give them a couple rounds there. They put themselves in a really good advantage in the upcoming map 3 against ground zero. That essentially makes it very difficult for ground zero to win out this series. Because even the thing is, if they tie here and ground zero wins on map 3, it's a tie for both teams in total. So at this point, if they tie this, ground zero can only tie or lose. But OUTLAW can either win or ties, so that puts them in a very favorable position in terms of this series and this map. Well, sorry, just series, yeah. But man, it's close. You know, the community votes. That's why I'm always shocked that they just get so heavy on one side, and it's kind of like I love seeing when community votes are actually close, when it's like 10-10, 20-20, something like that, because then it shows that people are really, I think, a little bit more careful about their votes and who they genuinely think is gonna win. You know. Shocks me sometimes, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, this is going to be the last attack from Ground Zero. I wonder if they can finally get a good attack set up here, because Outlaw has just been holding it down every single time. But, I mean, we're already seeing some small economy disadvantages when you have Ground Zero players having to support a Cadillo in hand. Clubra on that back end. I'm surprised that no one's checking it. When they are all running all over that room. Oh, and Clubra starts a little bit too early, but gets swung by Peppa Pig. That is unfortunate time for the Outlaw player, and it looks like, I'm wondering if that's going to be the nail in the coffin for Outlaw. But because as Ground Zero now has a 5v4 to the Outlaw players. And we even got Tanky on the other end, trying to hold some angles and get some good shots, and potentially on this hallway. Maybe trying to bait out some of the Outlaw players. Oh, and they were already for Tanky there as they swung that one in. And it looks like they are going in live right now. Oh, and they got a two-piece over them, a Bishop here with a two-piece themselves, but it doesn't matter as it looks like Ground Zero actually wins that one out, finally giving themselves the much-deserved win on Skyscraper. I mean, just crazy timing there. I think, you know, Outlaw might have been able to make that one work out if their player unfortunately hadn't died from just getting picked shooting a little too early. You know, they shot a little too early, not allowed the Ground Zero players to come in and knock them out for the count. But it is close. I mean, 7-4 on Arctic and 7-5 on Skyscraper for Ground Zero. It is a map 3 tiebreaker. And this can go either way. Both teams now have one you know, round in the pocket, sorry, one map in the pocket. That's good points for them. It really is just whoever's going to win this one out. You know, if they go for a tie, it's, you know, tied for everybody, but I'm assuming someone's going to win this one. Both teams have been fighting such a good game. I expect them to work this one out, and I expect someone to win this one out, to be honest. I'm curious to see where they go, though. I mean, Arctic and Skyscraper, definitely some very interesting map choices. Not a very common, I think, rotation of maps. I'm surprised we haven't really seen Hideout in the rotation, or even something like Skyscraper, right? But anyways, we'll have to see if the players, where they decide to go, if they have any breaks at this point. They've been playing for a good amount of time. Or if they're just going to push all the way through and go to map 3 at this point. But it looks like they will be taking a little bit of their time. Yeah, I've seen some players kind of leave out, so I think we're going to see some subs and some round breaks. So I will see y'all in a second. Let me get a couple sponsors in here. A shout out again to VR Cover, offering some high quality hygiene and comfort solutions for popular headsets. Again, they offer some face cushions that greatly enhance comfort of any VR device, allowing you to play in VR comfortably for longer. Never mind, they are remaking the server. Sounds good. Never mind, I thought they're going in for a break, but it looks like they are going to just remake the server on the same player. Maybe they're changing servers out to go somewhere else. So 1 second as I get set up in the next server. Server reset. I always find it interesting when they do like the server reset choices, but hey, every team is allowed to do whatever they want. So oh yeah, let me give a little shout out to this actually. Let's go back in game. You know, if you have not heard yet, VRML coming up in towards the end of July. If you are excited, if you want to see this play out live, check out the Season 2 Championship LAN at VRML 2024. It's going to be in Denver, Colorado. You can get tickets now. I think they're about $60, $70. I got to double check. And then they're going to be July 20 to 21st. So some definitely really cool events coming out from VRML. Definitely come out if you want to see some of these top tier players in person. You want to see the casters in person. I need to go buy my tickets soon, but I'm pretty sure I'm going out, to be honest. So hopefully we can get some cool, exciting live casting of some of the live games happening here. Because that is where I believe the grand finals are going to be played between the top 2 teams in the league after they've already gone through the playoffs. From my understanding, I think it's after the playoffs. So it's like grand finals. We can see some crazy in-person gameplay. And I'll tell y'all, it's different. It's different when you're in person. You're hearing the cheering of the crowds, and And it's just exciting, you know, to be alive and be in person with everybody, because as much as I love, you know, casting and doing all this stuff online, it is just different in person. Sometimes you just can't beat that human connection. But anyways, I would love to see if y'all can come out to VRML this summer. Definitely check out those tickets. I don't know where, if someone in a chat can drop the link, that would be very much appreciated. Otherwise, come out sometime and say hi to everybody. But it looks like, you know, I was just complaining about no one playing Hideout. Funny enough, looks like they have chosen map 3 to be Hideout. Ready whenever y'all are. But it looks like they're going to be choosing a map 3 for Hideout. It's going to be, you know, a tried and true classic. Not as classic as a map like Factory, but definitely one of those classic, the classic 3, right? You got Skyscraper, you got Hideout, you got Factory. You can never take that from them. I know Ship has strong opinions on whether or not people like it, but it's fun to see, you know, when you have new maps in rotation like Arctic. I think I looked at the map stats recently. Let me double check, you know, where is it? Extra statistics. Looks like all 10 players there are in, so I hope we're going to be getting set up sometime soon here. But maps this season, I mean, look, Hideout on top, Factory at 273, Skyscraper. So, yeah, top 3 always, you know, in rotation. But Arctic is actually really close to Skyscraper. So, Skyscraper has been played 178 times in this season, and Arctic has been played 161 times. So, definitely really close in the amount of times they've been played. And Ship has been like 99 plays, so you can see there's a huge drop, you know, in the amount of time Ship gets played. And I think Ship honestly is kind of like a trump card, right? Is a team good at Ship or not? It's a really good map to play if you're like banning a map and you know a team's not that good on it, right? That's why I like the map ban. I think it's worth looking at the statistics of the other team and your own team to see if there's any kind of strategy you can use. You know, if you notice that they're really good at a map like Hideout and your team's kind of okay on Hideout, it might make sense to map ban Hideout when you're playing against them. I'm surprised. I thought these players would be playing by now. It looks like they might be taking a small break. I'm not quite sure here, but we will be chilling for the time being. Otherwise, I mean, tell me in the chat who y'all think is gonna win. At this point, both teams are in a good spot to be able to win in this map 3, right? We can maybe go check out the match statistics for Hideout here. We have Ground Zero and Outlaw here. Looks like Hideout is slightly favored for Ground Zero, but it actually looks like 10-minute timeout. Never mind, they are gonna be timing out, but it, you know, just looking at straight statistics, I think technically Ground Zero should win this one out, but we're talking these are very, very close in terms of win percentage. You know, if we'd seen something like Skyscraper, or sorry, Factory, I actually would lean on Ground Zero. I mean, look at that. They have 100% on Factory, and Outlaw is actually one of their lower percentage ones, being 51% win ratio. But also has been played more often, right? So, I don't know. They may have good experience here. But anyways, let's not dive too deep into this. Looks like we are going in for the 10-minute timeout. So I'm going to be seeing y'all in a second as I send y'all to a little bit of an ad break.
Just kicking down all the doors, guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Again, flying out, rifle in hand, catches 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Victor's right on top placement. If there's a double kill that comes in from Cozy, can hit to the EMP inside. Oh my God! No! That's 5, 4, 3. still tucked in. Doesn't get flashed. There's the canal with a double kill. Minnow tighter.
Let's slide. No time with their push. There's the breaching foam onto the server wall, and here comes the breach. Casey just tucking inside with that Canut as Mr. Tabs finds TJ Clark. Casey dropping Boyd, dropping Mr. Tabs, looking for a possible third, finds a possible third, finds a fourth. Casey, oh my goodness, Casey dropping 4 of those fire players.
I was shocked. My whole team was shocked. I heard them running towards me, so I had to swing, or else I would have been swung. I see the potential behind the gun. It's a very underrated gun. I love the Canut, and I asked my team if it's okay if I play Canut. They were trying to talk me out of it, but my ego said I could do it. In the back of my head, I was like, even if they say no, I'm going to have to play it. I think that's what I like about breaches, the different playstyles, that there's not really too much of a meta. It's just, if it works, it works.
You get that EMP planted, but here comes Casey, looking to secure a pick of their own and finds one.
I was playing on my PlayStation with a friend, and he bought his first headset, his first VR. Watching him play VR made me really thrive to play it as well. Early April last year, I got the game, and to this day, it's a great game. The competitive update has been a long time coming. In maybe a month or two, we'll have new teams, new players, and honestly, I'm here for it. I think it's great. What we were thriving in the beginning of Ragnarok is what we didn't have in our old team, which is a proper friendship. You know, this genuine connection that you make with people when playing the game. It's honestly great.
Sussy Salmon dropping a second, and it's now down to a 2 versus 2 as Casey is able to take out Sussy Salmon.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, fast forward, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
There's Taquito again, flying out, rifle in hand, catches 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Mitchell is right on top, placement. And there's a double kill that comes in from Cozy from hit to the EMP inside. Oh my God! No, it's an F5, 4, 3. Still tucked in. Doesn't get flashed. There's the canal with a double kill. Minnow tighter.
Let's slide. No time with their push. There's the breaching foam onto the server wall, and here comes the breach. Casey just tucking inside with that Canut as Mr. Tabs finds TJ Clark. Casey dropping Boyd, dropping Mr. Tabs, looking for a possible third, finds a possible third, finds a fourth. Casey, oh my goodness, Casey dropping 4 of those fire players.
I was shocked. My whole team was shocked. I heard them running towards me, so I had to swing, or else I would have been swung. I see the potential behind the gun. It's a very underrated gun. I love the Canut, and I asked my team if it's okay if I play Canut. They were trying to talk me out of it, but my ego said I could do it. In the back of my head, I was like, even if they say no, I'm going to have to play it. I think that's what I like about breaches, the different playstyles, that there's not really too much of a meta. It's just, if it works, it works.
You get that EMP planted, but here comes Casey, looking to secure a pick of their own and finds one.
I was playing on my PlayStation with a friend, and he bought his first headset, his first VR. Watching him play VR made me really thrive to play it as well. Early April last year, I got the game, and to this day, it's a great game. The competitive update has been a long time coming. In maybe a month or two, we'll have new teams, new players, and honestly, I'm here for it. I think it's great. What we were thriving in the beginning of Ragnarok is what we didn't have in our old team, which is a proper friendship. You know, this genuine connection that you make with people when playing the game. It's honestly great.
Sussy Salmon dropping a second, and it's now down to a 2 versus 2 as Casey is able to take out Sussy Salmon.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
There's Taquito again, flying out, rifle in hand, catches 1, 2, 3. Oh no! VRML is right on top, what is this? And there's a double kill that comes in from Cozy Conceit. Into the EMP inside. Who fires? Oh my god! No! It's an F5! 4, 3. Still tucked in. Doesn't get flashed. There's the Canut with a double kill. Minnow Tiger with slide.
No time with their push. There's the breaching foam onto the server wall, and here comes the breach. Casey just tucking inside with that Canut as Mr. Tabs finds TJ Clark. Casey dropping Boyd, dropping Mr. Tabs, looking for a possible third, finds a possible third, finds a fourth. Casey, oh my goodness, Casey dropping 4 of those fire players.
I was shocked. My whole team was shocked. I heard them running towards me, so I had to swing, or else I would have been swung. I see the potential behind the gun. It's a very underrated gun. I love the Kanat. And I asked my team if it's okay if I play Kanat. They were trying to talk me out of it, but my ego said I could do it in the back of my head.
And it looks like we are hopping right back into it. Sorry, y'all, just came in quick from the ad break. I know I was just kind of waiting on the team to see if they came in. But it looks like they are returning back, and it looks like we are going to be going right into hideout. I mean, hideout. You know, hideout is one of those just commonly chosen ones. It's not just commonly chosen in the league, but it is also commonly chosen in competitive mode too. Because I don't know how many times I played ranked and people just love playing hideout. I get tired of it. I'm gonna be honest. Every time I play ranked now, I just run anything but hideout, because, you know, I know at some point I'm gonna play hideout. I ain't gonna lie. But hey, hideout I think is a great spot to see if you know how to get in and attack a site. And on top of that, can you play against people that know how you're gonna attack? Because for the most part, the defending side is used to very common attacks from people playing hideout, so they're expecting a lot of those pushes. So you gotta know what you're sorry, there's like a thunderstorm that's going on right now, but you got to know what you're doing here to be able to fight against very smart defensive players that are definitely expecting you to play a certain way when you're on hideout. Anyways, Outlaw getting set up here. Looks like we are going to be getting a push in sometime soon. Oh, some wall bangs coming in here. Getting some good value here from Karen and Peppa Pig again. Rolling on the, never mind, Link GTV and some shots off in Fem. They were not ready for that. Now a 4v5. Check that one out there. Peppa Pig coming. Never mind. I thought they were about to go down the steps, but they decided to peel off. Played a little safe. As they come around the corner here, get some shots on Plo. Nope, they can be hanging out here. Are they just gonna watch them? I'm waiting for the value there. Never mind. They didn't do it. And a beautiful, it's a beautiful two-piece there from Peppa Pig, as they beautifully told her team exactly where the people were at and got some good value out of them. You know, normally I would have said that's really, really weird, but I think Peppa Pig actually played the smarter play there. Made the call-outs to their own teammates. That way the Outlaw players weren't expecting them to flank on the back there, and then allowed them to come in and flank and get some more value out of it. Still getting that kill on the Outlaw player, but able to use that information and do something afterwards. Because here's the problem, right? If they had swung on the Outlaw player, they would have gotten the, you know, very confirmed kill, but I just had a train of thought and it died there. No, but the Outlaw players would have been making those calls like, hey, you know, got shot from this angle, they're right here, they're right here, they're right here. And it would not have looked good for the ground zero player potentially, but that allowed them to get almost sort of a two-piece, because one was from information, but almost two-piece there in the end there. But beautiful value from the ground zero player to really keep their cool and know what they're doing. But that was, you know, chef's kiss to that roamer there. Oh, and a double frag coming out there, and I think maybe they should have spaced it a little bit further apart to get a little bit more value out of that. The frag coming in themselves doesn't really land anywhere, as it does get caught by the top of the ceiling. The Outlaw players trying their best to come in here, and right now Ground Zero is doing an amazing job at holding them down. Never mind, they are able to get onto the garage. And again, Peppa Pig on that roaming there, waiting to get some value. See a swing here soon from Peppa Pig, as they do see someone in the corner getting some shots off on Hero. Get a two-piece there from Peppa Pig, and I'm gonna give them a little instant replay there, because Peppa Pig has been on fire now, leaving only 2 players from the Outlaw side. But never mind, Plumber gets a shot off on Ivan. Now a 2v3 from the Outlaw and Ground Zero players. as they swing, but never mind. Bishop is able to finish that one out, but the frag from Link GTV also works out. It is now a 2v1. But that health economy is not looking good for, never mind. It's a 2v1, yes. This is so annoying. Bishop holding these angles. They see Karen in the corner. They're about to swing it. Oh, man. And Bishop has a beautiful shot. Can they get a kill? I want to see someone get a kill. Like, come on. Come on. You got to do this. You got to do this, Bishop. Oh, they see Karen there. They try to swing it, but it doesn't quite work out for them. And no, they almost got some value, but not quite. Oh, and they got two-piece there from... Sorry, they got shot by Link's GTV there. And no pressure. I feel like it's Casper's curse there. I really wanted that kill, but hey, it worked out, I think, for the Ground Zero players. Now 2 points in the pocket there for Ground Zero. And you know, people always say that Hideout's such an attacking sided map, but I have mixed feelings on it now. I think we almost come full circle, I think, in terms of how people attack at the meta, all this sort of stuff, because people have played Hideout so many times. I've seen people attack it 10,000 different ways, and really it comes down to kind of the same setups that I think, honestly, because a team that knows how to attack Hideout ends up actually doing, I think, better on the defending side, because they know what the other team is likely to do, so they just have to defend against that. That's my personal opinion. But I've noticed that, you know, these top tier teams, they tend to do better on the defending side, funny enough, with Hideout. There's still a couple teams that are, you know, they're crazy fast, aggressive. They know how to keep it going. We can really do really well on the attacking side for Hideout. But I mean, I don't know. It's, oh my god, look at, that's what I'm talking about. Karen getting a beautiful wall bang there. Those players were just not ready for that. I mean, like, how do you even fight against that? You know what I mean? But anyways, beautiful wallbang there on the Outlaw player, as they were definitely not expecting that from the window of all spots. But I mean, again, that's what I'm talking about. You know where people are likely to enter. You know how they're normally going to play. You got to play around that. And again, we're seeing some hard anchoring from the ground players. They decided to swing that, and Fem getting hit by that trip mine. I'm wondering if Ground Zero is aware that they might be going in for an A push instead. Swing here, Peppa Pig. Oh, gets knocked down by Bishop. They were, oh, and there's a beautiful frag out there. That is just an unfortunate trade there. As it's now a 4v3 for the Outlaw, sorry, for the Ground Zero players. As another frag comes out crazy deep, and oh, they get some good value out of that. Surprised I didn't really hear anyone get hit by that. Now 40 seconds in a round left for Outlaw here. At this point, Ground Zero just needs to hold their ground. You're waiting to see if Outlaws can make any kind of push here, but I mean, a 3v4, they could go in for the save, but I honestly think they can make something happen here. Oh, as Fem is able to get a shot off it on Karen, but now I've been with the strike toward the Bishop, able to knock him down for the count. Now leaving it down to Link GTV and Tanky on the back end there as they go in for the swing, and they, oh my god, they made that one work out, and let's check that out for a second. As somehow they got the shot there on the back end there. It came from Link GTV as Bishop is able to swing that on both players and get that beautiful two-piece in the end there, giving Outlaw a win, and an unexpected one at that. I mean, they had literally the roamer coming on the back, and they had someone from the other corner holding them down, and I really thought Ground Zero was going to be able to hold that one out. I mean, if you think about it, it came down to time. Ground Zero didn't have to play it. You know, they just had to wait and win that one out through time alone, and that is just one of those unfortunate times where, you know, there's so much pressure going on. You can't really see the clock, and you kind of just forget. I don't know why I thought we were at half. I like my mind just skipped. I thought we were at half already. But no, we were definitely still in the first half here. Outlaw again attacking. I think it's the first time they've been here before on this second floor. They had Peppa Pig, you know, with a crazy lean. I think Peppa Pig going in for a crazy lean right now. Can't get the angle. Yep. Wall bang there. Oh, and Link GT able to get some beautiful shot up out on that. As the frag comes out, I'm surprised that they went for that, but hey, Outlaw want to get some good value from that in the back end there. Nothing quite happening, and again, those wall bangs are just coming out and getting a lot of good value. And Outlaw now a minute down in the round, not, you know, out of the woods. They do have a lot of time. Surprised I actually didn't see them come in earlier on this. And Europe able to get some shots off on Linky TV there. I don't think they were ready for that shot quite yet, but I've been able to finish down and knock down Fem for the count. And Europe getting a beautiful headshot on Peppa Pig there. And it looks like they are aware that Tanky is in the back corner there. Are they using a Taurus? It looks like they are. But now it's a 3v2 as they decide to swing in on here. I'm surprised they still have that player in the back there. And Europe in the corner. I don't think Karen is ready for the push. Never mind. They are. Never mind. Karen, they're able to knock down 8. Goes for the count. Europe is in the corner. Gets knocked down by Karen. It's a beautiful two-piece from them. Can they get a third? But they know. Do they know the EMP is down? Never mind. That's a bad angle. Oh, and it was not breach. Alright, come on. Let's go, Karen. Get the kill. I want to see someone get a kill with this angle. I've never gotten a kill yet with this angle. Or something like this. Is this better? I don't know. We'll see if they can do it. Looks like Bishop is deciding to peel off. I'm waiting for someone to catch them on the rotation. As they decide to swing in on Karen, but it doesn't matter. Tanky's there for the follow-up. And that is beautiful. I didn't just get one, but I actually got 2 kills on camera. That is crazy. I mean, beautiful shots there from both players. But unfortunately for the Outlaw player, that does come down to Ground Zero winning that one out. Now 3-1. And that's what I'm saying. You know, look at them. 3 points on the defending side. I'm just saying. I know, unless you got defense. I'm telling you, I think it's defender sided if both teams are competent at the map. I honestly do. Sounds weird, but yeah. And it was got Ground Zero again defending. Defending on this first side. I know last time Outlaw played this one, they played more onto that A side, right? And Ground Zero actually deciding to pull all of the roamers back. I think they might be deciding to switch up their gameplay against the Outlaw players, as their roamer has gotten value, but I think they're not overplaying their hand. You know, they're deciding that, hey, we've got some good value here, you know, a couple rounds, but we're not gonna do it every single time. That way the Outlaw players are kind of scared about their roamers. Because I've noticed that too. If a team doesn't play roamers, then people just don't care. They'll just run closer to site, and it doesn't waste as much time. There's Peppa Pig. Maybe bad timing there, almost getting shot by Plarbra. And I'm surprised Europe didn't help them out there. And it looks like the economy disadvantage is finally kicking in right now for Outlaw. As this might be one of their down or eco rounds, sorry. Down round, eco rounds, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I mean, look at this. The ground zero players are very, very much anchored on site. This is such a wide attack from Outlaw. I feel like they're still going to favor A site, but wow, this is such a wide attack as players are literally all over the place holding these different angles. And I think someone throwing some gadgets around, maybe trying to spread out these syringes. But Peppa Pig, very much aware that there's a player in here. Do they know that someone came in, though, is the question. And this is going to be it. Plubra decides to swing it in. Oh, they barely knocked down. They barely knocked down Peppa Pig. That is just wow. I mean, that was Swinger gets swung for 1 health. And Tanky might be on the receiving end of some damage here, as they are not aware that this is going to be happening sometime soon. And Tanky definitely sees Bishop. They have terrible timing here. They try to swing, but you're off, able to get some shots off. Now a 4v3 here. Never mind, it's a 3v3. Never mind, it's a 2v1. Gee, what happened there? Is there are refrags, trades, everything happening there, but I think they see them in the corner. And the frag almost gets a lot of value, but does not matter. Is the Outlaw player able to get that win? I mean, it's neck and neck at this point. I really do not know who's going to win, and I really hope this doesn't go to 6-6. You know, maybe a 7-5, maybe a 7-4, but a 6-6, I would be a little sad. You know, no one's going to really come out of this with a win. Because, again, this is a ladder match. This isn't playoffs. This isn't anything like that. The round differences sort of matter in terms of MMR, but in terms of win-loss draw ratios, it does not. So, right now, Ground Zero has Outlaw has 1 map win in their pocket. It was their first one. I think it was Skyscraper. The second map win goes to Ground Zero. So both teams technically have, well, they both have 1 point each. At this point, it is the map deciding round here. Either of them tie, well, both of them tie this one. Technically, it's only 1-1, and no one really wins that one out. It's gonna be a draw. So one of the teams has to win this one out in order to win the whole series, right? Outlaw's going to want to do it to be able to hold down and show that Ground Zero is here, and you know, and they want to showcase that they know what they're doing on that top 50, that top 20 team. But Ground Zero is here to really prove what they can do and really fight themselves all the way up. Potentially, they even master tier. I mean, so a lot of these players, like, check them out. They have finalist skins. They played in the top 8, but they know it. And looks like Outlaw going in for the double droning gameplay here. Almost catching Peppa Pig on the outside there, but it looks like Peppa might be. Oh, they get in the wall bang there with a beautiful frag coming out. I don't think it quite worked out as it bounced all the way back, but again, this doesn't quite matter as it is still a 5v5 from both sides. Oh, and the wall bang's almost catching out Fem on the back end there with a beautiful shot in, and Peppa Pig getting killed, and the breach is coming out now. Now a 5v4. For the Outlaw players, can they get value out of this? They know something's going to be happening here. And I've been able to get some beautiful shots off there. Fem able to knock out Tanky in the back in there. And I've been there for a 2-piece. And Fem able to get a 2-piece themselves. We're getting 2-piece for 2-piece. Who should win this? They swung on it and they won that one out. I mean, 3v3 between the two teams. What can you say? These teams are doing amazing right now as they've been holding this one out. And it looks like Outlaw able to hold that one out. And we are going to be switching coming into the upcoming round now. Now we're on the second half. Outlaw and Ground Zero are even. And it is still anyone's game. I mean, it can go either way. Most people say it would favor Ground Zero because this is Hideout. It's an attacking sided map, but I don't know. I think both teams are very competent. I would expect Outlaw actually to win this one out on the defending side. Because I really do think if both teams are competent on Hideout, it really does come down to the defending side. You know, how well can they play on the defensive side? Because for the most part, again, I keep saying it, but they know how they're going to attack. They know the common pushes. They know even all the variations. Unless someone has some really funky off-the-wall setups there, it won't really matter. I've been, I think, throwing in a deep frag, but not quite going where they wanted it to. Looking at Outlaw side, looks like I think all 5 players are at most maybe like extended roaming, but not really deep roamers there. And we're probably going to be seeing some action here soon on this staircase. As Tanky really checks the corner. Oh, and they almost got Plubra, but like just by the skin of their elbow. As Link GTV able to come in on stores now, and they're being held down with Egos now trapped between 2 players. And it doesn't matter, Tanky able to knock them down for the count. And I think them on that back end. Now a, what is this, 4v3 between the 2 sides. They do have Roamer off sides, so it's really a 4v2. Unless Fem can get some really good value on that second floor. And it looks like they might, as Tanky gets shot down for the count, but it's a trade on the Peppa Pig. Oh, and Batman, we get a 2-piece there. Can they follow this one up? And this, I've been trying to swing it, and they somehow survive that. Now coming down to a 2v1, as I've been decides to swing it, but doesn't matter. Zerob able to finish that one out. Let's keep getting those replays in. I mean, Fem getting a beautiful 2-piece there, finishing things up, and Europe doing a lot of value for the... Is it Outlaw? Yeah, Outlaw's on the defending side. Outlaw's side. But I mean, again, as we've seen from both of these teams, a 1-point lead is not much of a lead, as they've been able to come back and get a lot of value. But this is them now on their second round in the second half right now. So Outlaw, I would assume, would be going in for potential Vezin buys. Looks like we are seeing 1, 2 Vezin buys. So definitely more on the conservative side. I think, you know, 2 is a good amount, honestly. I've noticed 3 can be kind of risky. Never mind, they are going in for 3. 3 can be kind of risky, you know. It's a big investment, right? You would need more than half of your team alive to carry those Vezins into the upcoming round. If any more than half of your team dies, it's a huge investment that's gonna go bad in the 3rd round, right? But Outlaw is investing a lot of value in this, and we'll see if it's a good gamble. And yeah, Ground Zero is just popping everything open as much as they can. As they all decide to push in on this family room balcony. Eggo's trying to hold that long angle there, and they almost get the value on. Never mind, they do get the shot off an Ivan. And Plubra is just trying to hold his wallbang. I think Eggo's trying to get another peek here. Maybe a little bit risky, but hey, it's getting some good value here. Is this Europe? Oh my goodness, Eggo took the shots off there. I think they try to get the shots off, but doesn't matter from Link GTV. As they kill that, I think Plubra one-handed that. That was beautifully placed, and the frag comes out, but not quite finishing them. Wow, there's a thunderstorm going on outside my house right now, but it's fine. Fed decided to swing that and able to knock him down for the count. And again, Outlaw gets another round in the pocket. It is looking rough right now for Ground Zero, but this is what I'm talking about. Look at the Outlaw side. I mean, only 1, 2 players alive. Definitely some big investments from them. But hey, 2 players alive, that does mean they can buy a Vezin for those other players that didn't quite make it out. So, heavy investment, but it still paid off for them. I think all players are able to get Vezins in hand. Right, let me cash. Yeah, I think everyone's able to get it. But this is also going to be the assault rifle round for the Ground Zero players. This is going to be it. This is, can they gain themselves a foothold against the Outlaw players and potentially gain the momentum to come back? Or, I mean, if Outlaw can win this one, I think we are probably looking at, I mean, it's game at that point. You know, Outlaw is going to get round, 6 rounds in a pocket. That means the bare minimum, they get a draw. Otherwise, but the thing is, if they get a draw, Oh wait, never mind. They don't want to draw. Never mind. We gotta watch. We gotta play this out those 7 rounds. That's good. That's good. You know, whenever it's one of those things where like points wise, if we know they win the series, I'm always like, I don't want to watch the whole thing, or because really just consolation at that point, if they win or lose or whatever. Anyways, I'm over speculating. Let me just watch the game and see how it actually pans out as the ground 0 players comes in hot and heavy on this. I should not have used it. Pretty aggressive in on this wine cellar corner. I think Plubber trying to watch from certain angles and get some shots off on Peppa Pig there. Looks like the Incendiary coming out to really slow down the progression of the ground 0 players. And Tanky trying to get some shots on that corner. But it looks like they actually did a crazy switch up on the B side as they got that planned, and I can't believe that worked out. At this point, it is a 2v4 for the ground 0 players. This is a huge gamble, but it's got to work out for them. They got to somehow get some beautiful picks off here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 players there. Can Link GTB hold off on the angle there? Oh, it's a 3-piece there for Karen. I mean, what else can you expect there? That is exactly some beautiful gameplay, and that's exactly what they wanted. This goes tries to peek, but gets shot off, and that's a beautiful 4-piece from Karen there. And I already did the instant replay. I don't know if I can get another one in there. But hey, let me see if I can replay that. No, that didn't work. Can I replay? Never mind. I pressed the wrong button. You know, it is fine. I got the replay of the replay. So that is unfortunate. But hey, beautiful 4-piece there from, I think, Karen on the ground 0 side. Is that their gamble paid off against the Outlaw players, and that's that might be exactly what they needed to really switch things up. Because let me go check out on the Outlaw players. You know, it's crazy about the player cards. I have to physically look at the players now to know what their economy choices are. Like that's fine. I already said I wasn't going to complain, you know, about the spectator playing, but it's fine. It's fine. But anyways, ground 0 players, I think all of them got Vesins in hand, so it's a good investment. It's a good gamble that really worked out for them. But again, they got to get another foothold against the Outlaw players because they've been doing such a good on the defensive, such a good job on the defensive side. I honestly think this might come down to a 6-6. So we'll have to see. What's going on there? The frag going live. There's nothing quite happening here, and I think another frag. That was a beautiful bounce. Not quite getting anyone there. Where are all the players? I think they might be going in for kind of a distraction play with Ibit on the back end there. You know, they've been playing heavy on the A side. Oh my god, and a beautiful wall bang on Plumber there. I don't think they were expecting that. Frag coming out there, and it's a beautiful timing, and Tang knows how to pull back, and Link GTV gets some shots off on the back end there. I don't think they were expecting to see sorry, I don't think Fem was expecting to see Link GTV. Never mind. Ghost gets a shot off on Peppa Pig, and that shuts down the play. Oh, and Bishop on the back end there. But it looks like the players are regrouping. Looks like Europe is now going to be having to fight out their own angle, but getting shot down by Tanky there, and Tanky gets a 2-piece there on Ego. It's now coming down to Bishop. I think it's a 1v3 at this point. They got to do something. Oh, they swing that, but they get shot out here. Now 5v5, and it is coming down to it. Wow. It has come down to it. I honestly do not know who's going to be coming out here. It is anyone's game. I mean, they got to win the next 2 rounds, but that's all there is. There's only 2 rounds left in this game. Whoever wins this, whoever ends up winning this, they have to win the next 2 rounds. If not, that's it. It's game over. Go home. Have a good time. I'm going to go eat dinner. And it is what it is. But I want this to come out to a win. I want someone to come out of this victorious. because I don't want to see a tie. But I mean, at this point, Ground Zero has been hot on the momentum against Outlaw. I don't know if they're gonna be able to hold them back at this point. They gotta do something to switch up their defensive style, because it is just not working against Ground Zero. They have rethought how they're approaching some of these things, and it's working out. And I think it's getting some good value for the Ground Zero players, the GZ players. A very interesting 4-1 setup here. I don't know if y'all can see this. For the Ground Zero players, as Tanky is on the other side, trying to cause some distraction, trying to cause some confusion. Oh, Plubra was beautifully set up there. Tanky was not ready for that. I mean, that is just unfortunate. And the wall makes coming in here, and Plubra getting another beautiful two-piece there on Linky TV. And Big tries to swing and able to get some shots off, but you're up there for the refrag. Now leaving it down to Ivan and Karen. Oh, it's a beautiful frag. Comes all the way out, but doesn't quite hit Karen. And at this point, if I were Outlaw, I would play very conservative. Like, you have a really good foothold on them. I mean, that 3v2 right now. You know both players are over there. And I think Bishop, sneaks in the corner here. I wonder if they're going to be able to get a shot off. Oh, but they have a Spectral in hand. Oh, no. They need another gun. But it looks like Ground Zero, their eye shield might have made the call out, said, hey, pull offside. We're going to go for the reset. And it is going to be a beautiful reset, as now look at all those Outlaw players that are going to be watching on the A site. Now a minute and a half. It looks like, I'm wondering if the Outlaw players are aware of what Ground Zero was doing. And I think the Outlaw players might understand it might be time for a reset deep on their defenses. Now the players have spread back out, checking all corners. About a minute left. I mean, this is a big reset, but they gotta get some value out of this. This might be, it was a little bit risky in the time, because look, it is counting down. They got 45 seconds. It is ticking down. They gotta do something here. Oh, and the call goes out. They definitely know the players are on the other side now, and beautiful placement. They know they gotta get some time going, and I don't know if Karen's gonna be ready for this. Oh, and it gets a lot of shots off on them, but they still got that syringe in hand. Oh, and Bishop getting a beautiful Cadillo. Can they get the two-piece? No Karen there, but they get knocked out by Europe in the corner there. And that gives Outlaw another round in the pocket, but they are not out of it. At this point, Ground Zero, they can get the win and force a tie for the series. But Outlaw, they do have one last chance to win this one out. Man, it's stressful. I mean, so stressful. Let's check out the Outlaw players. They definitely have, I think, they're probably a fully kitted team. Let's see, A goes up here too. Yeah, everyone is outfitted here. And I think most of the players on Ground Zero are gonna have to go in for potentially a half ice. So we got some Ruiz, some Vezins. Yeah, we got 4 Vezins and a Spectral. I think that's definitely doable. I think they have a Jesper, so they probably went for the utility buys. And this is it. All cards are on the table at this point. Both teams have been all in, and this is literally down to the count here. Ground Zero has to have some kind of strong, decisive play, and they do. I can't believe they went in for the pub strat where they went all in. Where are the utility choices here? As Bishop tries to go in, but I've been able to get some shots off there. As the frag comes out, but unfortunately doesn't see it. But never mind, they got 2-piece there, and it comes down to a 4v2. It is not an impossible ask for Outlaw to win this, but they gotta do something here. Someone should have been running up to that second floor. I think it's too late of a push. Someone's got to do it. They got to go in for the defuse. They got to know that Link TV is right there. What are they gotta do something. This is it. Oh, and Linky T-Mobile gets some shots off there. No! This comes down to the wire, and it comes down to ground zero. Unfortunately, I don't think I have a no-win button. So this is a draw. This is going to be a draw, and unfortunately, nobody wins that one out. Let's just head back to the post game. I mean, exciting stuff. I did not know it was going to happen. I honestly thought Outlaw was going to win that. I mean, a 4v2 against ground zero. I thought, you know, they're going to have a crazy rotation from the Outlaw players on that second floor. We're able to knock out some players. I think they might have been a little hasty on some of the choices they made when they made that rotation, because they unfortunately were not able to make it work out for themselves. And ground zero actually forced this into a tie. So this is tied. This is a series tie. And it came literally down to the wire. If you want to care about MMR difference, technically, Outlaw wins-ish. And on top of that, if you think about it, you know, ground zero technically is placed, you know, 13th place. They're a little bit higher than the Outlaw players, so they should not. It's a lot. That's why I don't like talking about, you know, draws and all this stuff, because it's just all hypotheticals, really. It's just kind of funky stuff, but all that matters is this came down to a tie, and no one has won today. I'm really sad. You know, I was expecting someone to come out of this. You know, both teams fought so hard for this, but this is the same thing, right? They're both so good. They did such a good job on all these maps. It's definitely something to be said about how well they did. And they literally forced it to a 6-6 on the end there. It almost, you know, it almost came out to a full tie game, but this is a tie in terms of series wins. But that is it for me, y'all. I will have to see y'all around. I'm trying to think of anything else I can say, but, you know, thank y'all for hopping on. It's been a good night. I know it's a little bit late, but I love hopping on when I can. But anyways, I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good night.
Reacher's VRML is brought to you by Helga, the esports manager, Triangle Factory. Thanks for watching VRML.